Today I'll be talking about the Dogon people and just how crazy their knowledge was. It was just fascinating. I learned about him in class and even wrote a little article about him. And now I feel like doing a video on them. It was just so much knowledge that they had just for being a, society that had never been touched by modern society. So let's get to it. So the Dogon people are believed to come from ancient Egypt. People think they were running away from Islam, but nothing was really confirmed. And they ended up near Mali in West Africa, or just like in the center of Mali in West Africa. And it is estimated that there's a staggering 600,000 Dogon people who live in these rocky mountains. This tribe has rejected any type of modern technology and has stayed disconnected from modern society. Yet they seem to know stuff that there's no way they could have known without modern society or just someone teaching them. So what did the Dogon tribe know? The Dogon tribe had knowledge about the Sirius system way before any scientists discovered such a system. And I make this claim because some articles talk about how back in BC they had this knowledge, and nobody really knows when they got this knowledge, but we just know they had it already. And in short, the Sirius system is just the brightest star in the night. And according to Dogon's artifacts, which date back 400 years ago, they were just casually talking about the Sirius system. They were talking about it like if it was just common knowledge. And it just makes you think like, okay, this artifact is 400 years old. How long ago they actually learned about the Sirius system? And the craziest part is that the Dogon people claim that the Sirius system had two stars. They claim that there was Sirius A, which had been discovered by scientists in 1844, but there was another star with a 50-year orbit in the Sirius system. And later, in 1862, scientists will discover that there was indeed another star and named it Sirius B. Sirius B was a dwarf and was dimmer than Sirius A. Just basically, Sirius A was really bright, so Sirius B never got a time to shine, or just, no scientists really looked at it because it was so small. And it wasn't small, it wasn't bright. And the Dogon tribe also got the years of the orbit correct, which was 50 years. It is still fascinating to me how they managed to get these years correct, because they had no technology, they had nothing to base it off. They just knew that it was 50 years apart. However, it is kind of weird how they celebrate this orbital. So instead of celebrating it every 50 years, they just celebrate it every 60 years. And based on the articles I read, nobody really knows why they celebrate this orbital every 60 years instead of 50 years. There was another claim by the Dogon tribe that there was a third star in the Sirius system, but nothing has been discovered, and there has been some gravitational observation that might prove that there is a third star, but nothing has been confirmed. And they may be true. They might gotten it true, it may be there, but we still do not know. So how exactly does this Dogon tribe come to learn about the Sirius system before science or before any modern world really touched their land? Well, they say they were visited by amphibious beings that live on a planet on the Sirius system, or they just come from somewhere there. And that's where the theory of the third one comes from, because they say that these amphibious beings are from that third star or planet. And the Dogon tribe named these individuals Nomos. The Dogon tribe said that these Nomos were aquatic. However, the Nomos could also move on land. And, when I heard this, I imagined maybe some fish like humans, or maybe they have fins, or something like that. But on your screen right now, that's just a depiction of how it looks. That's a sculpture of how the Dogon said the Nomos looked. And, I just imagine some type of fish, maybe some muscular fish, as you can see on your screen. But, no, to them, they were just kind of normal humans that kind of looked aquatic. And they say that they looked ugly as well. They really said that they were just ugly beings in general. One last detail is that the Dogon people also knew that the Sirius B was a dying star and was turning white, because in their artifacts they describe like the Sirius B to be white and a dying star, which was really interesting. Like, how the heck did they know this? So, two French anthropologists, Marcel Grail and Germaine Dieterlin, I'm sorry, I know I butchered it, but I tried, that studied the Dogon tribe from 1930s to 1940s, brought back a lot of information about the Dogons. They said that the Dogons believe that other planets orbit the sun, and there was a time where a lot of people believed that the sun orbit around us and that we stayed still. Yet somehow they knew that the planets definitely orbit the sun. They said that the Saturn has a ring around it and that Jupiter has 4 moons. And then just once again, this tribe was telling us about stuff that we found out because of science, and they just knew because of some amphibious beings named Nomos. And yeah, that's just crazy. And they even understood subatomic particles, and they even had like a similar theory about how the world was created. Like, how we think about the Big Bang, they had a similar theory to that, and that was just crazy. So, is it true? I saved this part to the end because this is where people try to logically debunk that the Dogon people actually met aliens or some out of this world beings. Basically, people try to debunk the Dogon tribe because the Dogons describe the Nomos vehicles or ship or whatever you want to call it as looking like an arc structure. This has led people to believe that someone else had visited the Dogon tribe and had spreaded their knowledge, and just, that's how they knew about the Sirius, they knew about planets. And while doing my own research, I found that Carl Sagan really tried to prove that the Dogon tribe had not seen or met aliens. Sagan says that in clear skies and having really good vision, it is possible to see Jupiter and Saturn rings without a telescope. And Sagan says that the Dogon tribe were just probably visited by some people that were really advanced for their time and just spreaded their knowledge about what they knew. Because between 1930s and 1940s, a lot of talk was out about the Sirius system and Sirius B. So Sagan says that this is how the Dogon tribe found out. However, in my opinion, Sagan is wrong. There was artifacts that dated back 400 years, and they were talking about the Sirius system, and the Sirius B cannot be seen without some type of telescope. And I do believe that these people could have met some out of this world beings or whatever they were, but it seems like they did meet someone or something. So just to end things off, this is like an extra thing, I guess, and this kind of moves away from the whole alien thing with Dogon people, but they believe everybody was born with a twin, and just over time we stop being born with a twin. And they even say that they cry for this twin, and they're even hunted by this twin. And this got me thinking that if this twin is like that one shadow person you see from the corner of your eye, or when you have like a bad feeling about a situation, it's like, is it this twin letting you know that something bad's gonna happen? I just found it really interesting. And yeah, thanks for watching. This was my first video on anything. And, yeah, thank you for watching, if you did watch.